Hello and welcome to another episode of Africa Alive. My name's Retty Susie, and on today's show I have a wonderful, funny guest with me, and his name is Acapella.
Yo, I'm gonna applaud myself.
Acapella,
Yeah,
thank you so much for joining us on the show today,
yeah, thank you for having me.
and welcome to the UK,
Yeah,
and congrats on your up and coming shows.
yeah, thank you.
Now tell me, let's start with the shows. Why did you decide to come do some shows in the UK?
I started noticing on my social media platforms, it started looking like I began to cross across Nigerians in diaspora. You know, I have a very huge YouTube presence, Instagram presence, and every time you go to the comment section, they be like, "We want you here, we want you here." And so I decided to start with America.
Wow.
I did America earlier, and I did 16 shows in America.
Wow.
And we didn't have a bad show.
Mm.
And so I'm like, oh, if America as big as it is, we're going to do 16 shows and they were all successful, then we'll have to try somewhere that will have Nigerians, we will have a lot of Nigerians. So I decided to team up with Akinlolu Jenkins, who's the promoter.
Yeah.
And so that we should try something in the UK, right? Because I've got a lot of Nigerians. I come here to do shows once in a while with
Yeah, I've seen you
other
a few
top comedians.
times.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I think it's the best time for me to plant my own, right? And so that's why I've decided to do UK this time.
Well done. I must say, I've seen you in action.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's gonna be a great night.
Yeah.
So where are you performing while you're here?
Okay, I'm performing at the Old Town Hall. It's in Stratford. Old Town Hall, I think it's a popular hall. Yeah.
It is. It's
Everybody
right
has
in the
spoken
centre
to
of
say they
that.
know it, right? So it's the Old Town Hall, September 27.
Yeah.
It's called Acapella, Mama Nine, made in Nigeria.
Wow.
I'm about to give them the Nigerian sauce, Nigerian jollof.
That sounds brilliant. But you know what? Saying that, and I think it is a wonderful thing. A lot of Nigerian performers are coming down. Now you have performed here in the UK, and like you said, you performed in America. What do you see as a difference between doing a show in Nigeria and doing a show here in the UK, or do you think it's the same thing?
No much difference, because basically is more or less like you're performing in Nigerians in the UK. You're performing to Nigerians rather in the UK, so there's basically hardly any difference. But one of the most difficult thing in UK especially is to get them bring out their money to buy the ticket.
Oh, okay.
They need to see the value swap. They need to know why they want to come spend, be it £30, be it £50. They have to be sure that you are worth it. In Nigeria, somebody can just be bored, sees an advert and says, let's go there.
Yeah, but do you know how hard it is for us to make this happen?
Yeah, and so
I think it's easy.
Yeah, we have to push and push and do a lot of social media push, do a lot of physical appearance, do a lot of this and that to get them to come out. Yeah, because as much as it's difficult for them to make the money, it's difficult for them to spend it that way. So you have to.
Do you know how much of it? Do you know how much of it we're already sending home?
That's just the difference, and so. But I think if they eventually come out, they're very welcoming. It's kind of one of the easiest way for them to connect back home, because a lot of the stories you tell them are stories from back home. You do jokes about things that are happening back home. They barely have an idea, or they had an idea, but you are giving them a better understanding of what's going on. So it's one of the easiest way for them to link up with what's going back home. So I think it's almost the same thing.
Wow. And tell me, during your shows, is there anything you wouldn't joke about?
I'm a comedian. I literally go everywhere.
Wow.
I touch everything. When I started comedy, I've been doing comedy for 17 years, by the way. And I read up those days. One very top American comedian. I can't remember his name, so I don't want to quote the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And so when he said comedy, with his experience, he's been doing comedy for almost 40 years, and he realized that the art comedy is for you to intentionally look for the red line and cross it. And so
because you guys cross it in Nigeria at a different level.
Everybody's becoming very sensitive, right? You talk about this, they are sensitive. You talk about that, they are sensitive. And as comedians, if we adhere to it, we'll almost have nothing to talk about anymore, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, the joke is always on someone.
Yeah.
The joke you laugh at is hurting the next guy. The joke the next guy is laughing at is hurting you.
So how do you feel when the joke's on you then?
I do jokes on me.
Oh, that is a good
Sometimes
one,
I take it out on me.
That
And so it's crazy when I take it out on me, you are laughing, and then I'm hitting you once more. Like, I don't know. It has to go around. It's a cake. You cannot have your cake and eat it.
Everybody has to share it, right?
Yeah.
So, that is fun. Now tell me, how did you come up with the name Acapella?
Okay, I started out doing music. I started off with music. I used to do acapella kind of music.
So wait, you can sing?
Yeah, sure.
Sing us a song. I didn't expect you to laugh. Sing us a song, go.
I stopped singing a while ago, like a very long time.
No. Acapella, it doesn't work like that. Once you can sing, you can sing. You can't. It's like, right, if God has blessed you with a singing voice, right? Yeah. It does not go, so you can't stop.
But remember I said I've been doing comedy for 17 years, so it should have told you like how long ago. I didn't leave music immediately. While I was doing comedy, I was still doing music by the side, but it's been over 10 years since the last time I did a song or whatever, but I know I can sing, I can sing.
You can't.
Okay, what do you want me to sing?
Oh, I can choose the song.
No, I don't do repertoire, so if you choose a song I don't know, I'm going to on your own.
Oh man, okay. Well, at least you're gonna sing. But you know what? Let's imagine. My birthday is December the 31st. Okay. But did you notice what I said? Yeah. December the 31st. Okay. We're gonna be friends on Instagram after this, so don't forget. When is my birthday again?
December 31st.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be the first to wish you happy birthday. I'm gonna sing you happy birthday.
If you don't, you never heard anything. I've got this on tape. So you know what? Instead of waiting for December 31st, can you sing me happy birthday?
Imagine it's your birthday.
Yeah, let's sing today.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy. that one don't enter now.
It never enter well. I did feel I'm small, but I did feel I'm small. I was making it enter well. No, but I must say you do have a lovely voice.
Thank you.
And you've got a strong voice there.
Thank you.
Do you sing during your shows at all?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I blend music with comedy. Yeah, so we call it music comedy. Sometimes I want to tell a story. I want to do something like there's a joke I usually do. Like, you know, it's easier for a musician to pass a message to their spouse than it is for the regular guy. The regular guy is too boring. You just come and say, I don't like the way you are dressed. I don't like the way. The musician can easily put a lyric to, hey baby, I don't like the way you were dressed. Do you understand? So it's easier for him, and then the voice is making her feel like, so I'll change it.
So it sounds like you've got a mixture of both then.
Yeah. I basically do stand up, but every once in a while I come up with content that has to do with music. If I have an inspiration that has to do with music, I'm not scared to flesh it out because I can actually do music.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you... Now, before we started, I did ask you a question.
Yeah.
And it's a question that I ask everyone. And I said, can I ask you anything?
Yeah, please. Feel free.
And you said I could, and you promised that you would answer every question.
Sure, anything you ask me.
Now, I can see you looking a bit nervous, don't worry. I'm not going to ask you what I asked you before, right? So don't worry about it. No, I'm going to ask you... Now, there's a lot going on over in South Africa with xenophobia. What do you think about it? And if somebody called you to come and perform in South Africa right now and said, can you be there next week, would you be there?
No.
You ain't going?
Yeah, no. It's going to be no, not because I'm scared. Yeah, because if you're going to bring me to South Africa, everywhere I travel to, I don't joke with my security. It's part of my rider, but... it's going to be it's going to be no because right now it's looking like going to South Africa right now is almost making Nigerians feel like I'm not one of them. Right. It's a thing happening right now. South Africans coming for Nigerians. Not only Nigerians coming for other Africans, you know, and so right now Nigerians expect people like us to be the voice. People like us to show that because they speak and nobody will hear, right? So they expect people like us to show action to speak for them. And if I go to South Africa right now to do a show, it makes it look like it's all about the money.
Yeah.
Your brothers are dying, your sisters are dying. So for that reason, I'm going to start with Nigerians. I'm not going to go to South Africa. And for xenophobia, I think it's a crazy thing. Like, I just think South Africans like to fight for everything. They fought for freedom.
So what they fighting for now? What are they fighting for?
If they don't stop,
yeah,
I really don't know if it's politically motivated. I'm not going to say because I know xenophobia is something that has been for a very long time and it's been treated with kid gloves. If not, it should have stopped by now. Yeah, because first off, they fought apartheid. Now they are fighting their fellow blacks. It will get to a stage it might rise to, because there will be no foreigners to fight anymore.
Now I remember, still on South Africa, reading somewhere that the white people, as of such, still hold 85% of the wealth in South Africa. What do you think their role is in this? Because they're still there. Do you think they still have a role?
Yeah, I think because it's crazy. Every time I see it on the news that they attack fellow blacks, it makes me laugh. Those guys don't even control 2% of the economy. Those are roadside shop owners. A Zimbabwean that's selling foodstuff.
Yeah.
A Nigerian that owns a spare parts. So those guys don't control your economy, right? The guys that control the economy are still there,
and they're
right? And yeah, so I think it's a thing that they've planted. Right now is a time that as Africans we are supposed to. That's why every time I remember Muammar Gaddafi, it breaks my heart. Yeah, because I for one was one of the people who felt or who think that he had what he was going to do was going to be positive, right? Because I think the Westerners don't just want us to be together, right? Because there's actually
power in unity.
If you read history, you will know the Great America, the Britain, a lot of the things that they achieved were done by African Americans, British, and so they know that when we come together, right, we are going to we can survive. We survive in any condition.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, we can survive,
especially
in any condition.
Nigerians.
So I think there's something. There's a yeast. I don't know what to call it. Why we sleep at night. The evil man came to plant. Plant a rotten seed.
I think they're planting it on a regular basis. Yeah,
I think.
So then, what do you think about the way Nigerians, I mean, you were in Lagos, were you, at the time that Nigerians decided to, should I say, riot, protest?
Yeah.
What do you think about the way they reacted, the Nigerian masses? Like going to ShopRite, burning down, destroying all the furniture. They ended up stealing as well.
Yeah.
So I thought, that's not protesting. Seeing a man walking down the road with a 52-inch TV on his head and he's most probably taking it to his face me, I face you room, and it would take up the whole wall. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
what did you think about that?
I think it was shameful in the sense that if you saw the videos that came from South Africa, it was almost the same thing. They were going to loot the shops of other Africans, and so and that's why it's always good or it's best to have a proactive government. Yeah, because I think while that was going on, it's no rocket science. It was simple. The easiest thing to have done, because that it's already circulating in the news that ShopRite is South African franchise. There's Stanbic IBTC Bank, there's MTN, a lot of South African franchise, DSTV. Almost every home in Nigeria owns it. The first thing you should have done was to ask them to shut down.
Exactly.
So it's already in the news that they are not there, they are not functioning. First of all. And then do a public address to the masses of Nigeria. Make them believe that you are with them. Because while that was going on, it was day 1, day 2, day 3, and nothing was forthcoming. And so they felt they've been patient enough. The best thing was to get their pound and flesh on South Africa. Yeah. Because going to ShopRite, as far as they are concerned, they were going to South Africa.
But the sad thing was, it's a South African building with Nigerians having businesses.
It's not even a South African building, it's just a franchise.
Well, no, sorry, not South African building, but it's owned by. That's it. It's just a franchise. You're right.
It's owned by Nigerian, 100%.
Yeah.
It's just an African franchise. You understand what I'm saying? So because there was nobody to carry everybody along, and so it makes the opinion divided. And so from where you're sitting, you're saying, man, let's go to ShopRite. This was if there was something that was gonna to say, don't worry, Nigerians, we're fighting South Africa, we're doing this, we're doing that. The government has sent police everywhere to. There will be calm everywhere. If you don't do so, I'm sorry, the people are going to take laws in their hands.
I agree with you 100%. And I hope that you are going to be doing a number of South African jokes.
Yeah, I'm going
not
to
one, not two.
I'm going to talk to
a
them.
number of South African a number of South African jokes. So, you're here? Are you here for a week? Like, most Nigerian performers that come for a week.
Oh no, I'll be here for about 15 days, 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, that's long.
Yeah, because I'm doing other cities as well, apart from London.
What other cities are you doing and when?
Okay, we're doing Oxford. We're doing Oxford tonight.
Okay, you're doing a show tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing a show tonight.
What time?
Oxford. It's a late night show, 12:30. Yeah, I'm doing a show tonight. I'm doing Liverpool 21st. Right. I'm doing Manchester 22nd. London 27th. So we're doing Leicester City. We're doing Birmingham. So.
Have you been to Manchester before?
Yeah.
Have they told you about it?
No.
They've never told you about Manchester?
No.
Okay. You're going there?
Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Listen, every city you go, you have a whole heap of Nigerians.
Yeah.
We managed to get ourselves everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you are going to have a massive audience.
Yeah. I told the people of Manchester that we're coming to Manchester City so we can be united.
Is Manchester United? Do you know what? When you say that to me, the reason why I laugh is I remember one time I went to Nigeria and I don't know much about football, right? But Chelsea wear blue and white, yeah?
Yeah.
Manchester wear red and white. And I was in this bar and this bar was jam-packed. It was about 7 o'clock in the evening. And you had people with their woolen hats and their scarves, blue and white, sweating. And I'm like, hold on a sec, what's going on here? The whole bar was full, TV on, and then the next day, we went down to Mushing, and there were all these guys in the hot sun with their scarves and their hats, blue and white, because I think Chelsea won.
Yeah.
Blaring out music, having a party, and I'm like, hold on a sec, doesn't Nigeria have football clubs?
Yeah, we do, but I don't think Nigerians even know that they do.
Oh my God. Do you know what, Acapella? It has been wonderful.
Thank you.
Having a session with you.
Yeah.
And, you've got so many shows to go. By the time you're going back home, I think you're going to be well knackered.
Yeah.
Because you have worked so hard, yeah? And I hope you have a wonderful time. And, I'll see you on the 27th. I'm failing.
I can't wait.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us. So guys, don't forget, if you're here in the UK, Acapella's here. He's got a number of venues that he's doing from Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, Leicester. Have I missed anyone else? Oxford. And all the information on your social media page?
Yeah, sure. Comedian_Acapella.
Right, Comedian_Acapella Instagram, yeah? Follow him. Have you got Facebook?
Oh no, I don't do Facebook. On Twitter @IamAcapella.
Twitter @IamAcapella, yeah? So guys, follow him, find out where the shows are. Spice of Nigeria is here in the UK. Let's support our own. That's what I always say. Thank you so much, Acapella. Do you have one last thing to say?
What else do I want to say? If you're Nigerian, be proudly Nigerian everywhere you are. Don't let nobody make you feel like the green passport is a disease. That's what it's beginning to look like these days. I went to a country, I was telling my friend, and then while they were stamping everybody in, it got to my turn, and then the guy said I should wait. So I said, why am I waiting? Why should I wait? He said, I'm sorry, you have to wait. You have to tell me why I'm waiting. You can't tell me to wait. Do you understand? So it's beginning to look like, it's beginning to downplay the confidence of a lot of Nigerians. So I'm proudly Nigerian everywhere, and I expect all of us Nigerians to be good and proudly Nigerians.
I agree with you 100%. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Don't forget, Acapella's in town. Thank you. And good evening.